Welcome to the Eric and Tom Show. We're going to talk everything Worcester Railers hockey as we get set for October 14th, opening night at the DCU Center against the Manchester Monarchs. Again, I'm Eric, the voice of the Worcester Railers, and this is Tom Matthews from Tuesdays with Tom.
But before we get into anything, we got to get something clear. This is the Tom and Eric show. We talked about this.
We did talk about it, and I've been doing this for 15 years. You've been doing this for 5 months, and I thought I trumped you. So are we good with the Eric and Tom show, or?
I don't know. I think Tom and Eric just rolls off the tongue a lot more smoothly than Eric and Tom.
All right, so Tom's a millennial. I will give him, this is the Tom and Eric show. And before we even move forward, Pam, if you're in the production room, can we please scroll underneath that the camera adds 20 pounds? Because I do not look this way at all in real life, right? Give me.
Yeah. He's a lot thinner in person.
Scroll it down the bottom. I know the checkered shirt's not helping, but scroll that along the bottom.
The pink checkered shirt. And we're going to do a poll after on whether or not Eric's shirt here is pink or red. And I already spoke to Jamie. He's in. It's pink.
All right. Can we please stay focused? We're going to spend the next half hour talking everything Worcester Railers hockey as we get set for opening night on October 14th. And we're going to say that a lot. October 14th, the place everyone's going to want to be at the DCU Center. Yep. It's been a long time coming, Tom, but there's been a lot building up to the moment that we're at now. The other properties that the Railers are connected with.
Yep. The Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center just recently opening. Railers Tavern, the Palladium. Yeah, you know, we've got a lot going on here. It's not just hockey. There's a lot going on.
You mentioned the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center. It is open for business. Youth hockey hit the ice here just recently. Let's take a look at all the hard work that went in to making sure the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center was ready for youth hockey.
What's going on, guys? It's Tuesday. I'm Tom, and this is Tuesdays with Tom. I'm here skating at the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center. Let's take a look back at the week of guys getting the ice ready. Oh. I'm here in front of our state-of-the-art refrigeration system. And before we even think of making ice, both cement slabs have to be down to 18 degrees. I think we're good to go, so let's go make some ice.
Watering the ground.
Down, turn. Down, turn.
Here with Tim McIntosh. Tim, we just put down the blue line, so what's the next step?
So what we're doing here is just putting a fine mist down over the paint to seal it in. We're going to do several coats over it, each one getting heavier and heavier until we can build up with a hose. But we got to start with a fine mist to lock the paint in.
I'm here with the 15 jet sprayer, and now that the paint is down, they're gonna do another 60 to 70 laps with this guy to make sure that the ice is thick enough to skate on. Just one more thing before we hit the ice, the Zamboni. Here with Team President Mike Myers, we're here breaking in the ice at the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center. Myers, how exciting is this?
It's another milestone. We're excited to break in the ice, look at all the new logos, and prepare for training camp in a few weeks.
Right. Yeah, it looks great. Our guys will be here in just a few weeks hitting the ice on October 1st.
Yeah, we're excited to get everybody in town and take a look at the team for the first time as the Railers get set for October 14th.
All right, let's hit some slap shots.
Here we go.
I wanna drive
known it's all about junior railers, junior crusaders on the ice. The railers will be on the ice October 1st for ECHL training camp. Until next Tuesday, I'm Tom. I'll see you at the rink. No.
So the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center, as you can see, ice is down and open for business. The other properties inside will be opening up very soon. It is a work in progress, but again, the whole vision of the Ice Center being a community spot in the Canal District. And, you know, Tom, we spent a lot of time over there over the last couple of weeks. That place is hopping.
Yeah, it was great. You know, we got down there and we're hanging with the guys from the Edge Sports Group as they got the ice ready, painted, did the lines, and put the logos down. It's crazy how far the place has come so quickly.
And again, there's been a lot of moving pieces over the last several months as we get ready for opening night at the DC Center, October 14th. And again, we're going to spend time talking about all that good stuff, Railers hockey. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by the general manager and the head coach of the Railers, Jamie Russell. That's next. Stick around.
Back in Worcester. The Worcester Railers Hockey Club hit the ice October 14th at the DCU Center. Become a member today for off-the-rails excitement. Hockey is coming. Full season, mini plans, and group tickets are on sale now. Call 508-365-1750 and visit railershc.com. All aboard!
Welcome back to the Tom and Eric show, now joined to my left by the general manager and head coach of the Worcester Railers, Jamie Russell. But first, Jamie, before we get to Mr. Russell, Coach Russell, Tom has a very important PSA.
Thank you, Eric. For the record, it's the ECHL, not the East Coast Hockey League.
We know that.
No, that's for everybody watching. ECHL, not the East Coast Hockey League.
I guess.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks for that, Tom. That was Tom's addition to the
PSA.
segment.
It's important. We got to get the message out there.
But in all seriousness, Jamie, thanks for joining us today. And I know you've been now with the Railers for it seems like a long time. Have yet to play a game, but you got a great background, college hockey. The last couple of years in the ECHL with Elmira. You've got to be excited to get things rolling finally on October 14th.
Absolutely, just chomping at the bit to get going. It's been a lot of hard work by everybody in the organization to get prepared for October the 14th, but it can't come soon enough. With training camp preparations and building the roster over the course of the year. It was a lot of miles in the car, about 40,000 miles this winter, driving, scouting.
I saw your expense report, so I know this man put a ton of miles on that car.
Canadian Club,
It was
Canadian
a
Club,
Prime
their
Ford.
sandwiches. But a lot of scouting, a lot of phone calls, a lot of meetings with different NHL organizations exploring what our best fit would be for affiliation. And then it's been a busy off season in terms of negotiating contracts and getting players signed. So lots of hard work in getting ready for the 14th.
Like Eric mentioned, you have a lot of experience, college, pro. How exciting is it to be having starting a team from scratch?
Well, it's exciting and it's been challenging. On the one hand, it's a clean slate, so you have a fresh page to put your vision and your stamp.
Right.
As an organization, we want to create a winning culture and put our vision of what's going to be successful for a winning organization in Worcester. At the same time, when you're an expansion team in the ECHL, there's no expansion draft, there's no
draft,
protected
yeah.
list.
Good luck.
There's
You're
no
on your
qualifying
own.
offer. So it's been challenging from that perspective, but we're very confident in the players that we've brought into the organization. We're very excited about the affiliation with the Islanders and Bridgeport and the players that are going to be assigned to Worcester. So with the roster we have, we're very excited that we're going to be successful.
And we'll get into that a little bit later, but we've got 14 guys signed right now, officially. on
Correct.
the roster.
Yes, correct. And we'll probably add one or two here as time goes on. And one of the things in the ECHL is the rosters fluctuate a lot. There's a lot of change when players are elevated and called up to the American Hockey League. So adapting to change is a big part of your success in the ECHL.
And just talk more about the ECHL. Obviously, Worcester, a really rich American Hockey League city. Ice Cats and the Sharks, 20 years of American Hockey League action. I spent 1 year in Long Beach many moons ago in the ECHL, but if you could, for fans that are maybe still unsure on what the ECHL is, what can they expect on October 14th? The brand of hockey, the excitement surrounding it. I know, everyone I've talked to is super excited, but what can they expect on October 14th from the ECHL?
Yeah, it's a terrific brand of hockey. It's very entertaining. A lot of players are coming out of the college rank that are true prospects. It's a very good mix. Our roster in particular, we've got some very talented rookies, some out of the Canadian junior ranks, a number of them from the NCAA ranks that have graduated. We've got pro players with experience at the National Hockey League level, the American Hockey League, players that have played over in Germany and Austria. So we've got a great mix of veterans, rookies, some of the mid-tier in terms of experienced players. The hockey itself, it's fast, it's exciting. We'll have a team that has a lot of skill, is strong in transition, plays fast, plays tough. We'll be a physical team.
I hate hearing that. Stop right now. Say it again.
Yeah, no, we've got players that can take care of themselves, take care of their teammates, take care of the other teams. So
take care of Tom. Straighten him out.
The pink shirt, you and Tom can settle that kind of on the side. But
We could use a little help.
Yeah, it's a great brand of hockey. I think the fans in Worcester are going to be very pleased with the product on the ice.
And so we have an affiliate, the New York Islanders. Can you talk a bit about that? Why the Islanders?
That's a great question. A lot of research, a lot of meetings. I would start the process in the discussions with the American Hockey League coach, what his vision of development was, where he would see the ECHL fitting into the equation for development. Then we would progress and have conversations and meetings with the general manager in charge of the American League organization. And we really looked geographically what would be a good fit. In my opinion, the affiliations that work the best are the organizations that are close geographically. So with Bridgeport being an hour and a half, an hour 45 away from Worcester, it's a great fit in terms of the movement back and forth between the ECHL and the American Hockey League. And the Islanders have been nothing short of amazing. They've been very inclusive, sharing scouting reports with our coaching staff. I was up to Montreal for their mid-season meetings in January. Myself and my assistant coach, Terry Mangan, went to development camp in July. We were at the rookie game here leading up to the start of training camp. So the Islanders have been terrific. We're excited about the cooperation we've had in identifying players, signing players, players that they've signed that may find their way down here to Worcester and vice versa. Players that we've signed that will get the opportunity to move up the ladder.
Before we let you go, how difficult was this last year not coaching? I know I've been dying not calling any hockey games, but you must be raring to go for October 14th.
There's no question. It was very, very strange. It was the first time in 23 years not being behind the bench when training camps opened up last September. So it was very different in October, but we have a practice plan. I think we have about an 8-hour practice for the beginning of the season here as we start up. So the players might have something to say about that. But we're very excited, looking forward to the 14th.
Cannot wait for October 14th. Jamie, thanks for spending time with Tom and Eric here. And we're looking forward to the puck to drop on the 14th against the Monarchs. We better win.
There you go.
We're going to win. We're going to win.
We're going to win.
We're going to win. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll be joined by the president of the Worcester Railers, Mike Myers, in just a sec.
Hockey is coming. Pro hockey is back in in Worcester. The Worcester Railers Hockey Club hit the ice October 14th at the DCU Center. Become a member today for off-the-rails excitement. Hockey is coming. Full season, mini plans, and group tickets are on sale now. Call 508-365-1750 and visit RailersHC.com. All aboard!
All right, before we start the next segment, I have really good flow going today. I just had to get that out there. And then before we introduce the president of the Worcester Railers, Mike Myers, Mizey, Tom was a little upset that we have not been plugging Tuesdays with Tom
Over and over again.
Over and over again. So, Tom, go ahead, plug it, do it.
Tuesdays with Tom, every Tuesday, Facebook, Twitter. You got to watch.
And you might get to 500 Twitter followers
I might.
at some point.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
We're 10 away, so please.
He's begging.
At Written by Tom, give it a follow. And before we get into this, let's. Have you guys ever had polar water before? This is really refreshing. Oh, there's only one. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a little parched.
Sorry.
PR guy should
thirsty
be bringing
myself.
waters.
And, you know, I was told, I remember I asked you to retweet something. You said, listen, when you get 500 Twitter followers, I may consider retweeting you. So you're almost there.
Almost.
But Mike, you know, all kidding aside, October 14th,
Yep.
opening night for the Worcester Railers. Just a ton of excitement. You know, you've been here since day one, the day they announced the team coming to Worcester, the ECHL franchise. You got to be just, again, chomping at the bit to finally drop the puck and get things going.
Well, it's funny. When you look back at it, sometimes it seems like such a long period of time, and other times it just seems like a blink of an eye. And so to be so close to opening night and with the excitement building and everybody and all the pieces finally coming into place and watching Jamie kind of put together the team and that piece of it finally getting here, it's becoming more real. So yeah, it's been definitely a journey and one that I'll never forget.
And you talk about, you know, all the moving pieces, which there have been a ton. You know, the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center, you know, some of the other properties, the Palladium, Railers Tavern. It's been one thing after another. But again, the whole vision of having the Worcester Railers Hockey Club was this all-encompassing, you know, getting activity downtown. You know, obviously the hockey team's a big part of that, but it's been nonstop really the last 9 months, year, or you know, it's been go, go, go.
There's been so many things that really brought this whole sort of enterprise or organization to life that that's become its own ecosystem that sort of feeds off itself. And with the team at the nucleus and really building the office, you know, from the office out, you know, again, you know, step by step, whether it's Railers Tavern, the Fidelity Bank Ice Center, the foundation, the Worcester Railers Foundation, and all the other properties that Cliff Rucker has sort of brought into the fold. Each one of those plays its own part in the whole vision of the team. That's sort of the core of our mission, which is to, you know, create activity downtown, create access to underprivileged youth in the Worcester community. All those things just sort of embody what our team represents. So the team ultimately getting on the ice and playing is just the icing on the cake. And once it happens and all the other pieces are functioning, I think you're going to see a much more vibrant downtown surrounding the DCU Center and the Ice Center. So we're really excited, obviously.
Mizey, you brought up the Railers Foundation,
Yeah.
which has already donated $250,000 to various charities.
Plus,
Yeah, plus.
it's been insane.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
It's been something, I've said this before, but we've really been afforded something that most organizations at our level really never get a chance to. I've worked in community relations for a long time and did some great community outreach, educational outreach, and ran different programs. What I've never had before is the type of backing and the ability to actually provide in-kind donations and create programming that's a little more below the surface, so a little deeper, and create really long-lasting impact on the surrounding community. So there's a depth. Not saying that money means everything to the community efforts. It certainly doesn't. It's a lot of the, you know, like say asses and elbows, or elbow grease that you get, guys behind the scenes getting dirty, really working and to make an impact. But it definitely helps, and we try to make sure that it's impactful in our backyard, right in the Worcester community and Worcester County. So that's been a huge difference, and something that I am still getting accustomed to. So to hear those numbers, it still kind of makes me step back a little bit. But we really want to make this an organization that's not just impactful as an entertainment piece, but also a community partner, a business partner, a corporate partner, but also creating vitality downtown, bringing people into Worcester, and creating programming for Worcester's residents that so they don't have to always go into Boston, always go. The resources are here, and we want to enhance the ones that are doing great stuff already.
And right off the bat, obviously giving back to the community, but the community has really supported the Railers. Yeah. Unlike, again, you and I spent a lot of time, with the Sharks, and this has been a different breed. And I saw it from day one, and to the point we are at now, close to opening night. But the support we've gotten, tickets, corporate, the city. It's been unreal, and it's been a great ride, and
it's a different animal. It's a totally different approach to minor league sports. It's a different approach to Worcester Pro Hockey that we've seen before. You and I spoke when you were in San Jose, and you were asking me to keep you updated on what we're doing. It looked really neat, and there was a different vibe about it, and just the fact that we're here, it's so close to opening night. You're here, and you still feel that same excitement that it's been over a year since you came on board, and I sort of sold it on you. I wasn't just selling you. Hopefully, I wasn't selling you a bill of goods.
And here he is.
Yeah, not like Tom told me he knows how to skate sell.
Right.
It was a real sell.
But it was something that I felt like was brewing in Worcester. That Worcester was ready for something different, and a little bit of a different approach, and a little bit of a different. I think the league is going to help. The accessibility to the players, having a little bit of control, a lot more control on the roster, trying to put a winner on the ice, put a focus on Worcester proper, playing for Worcester. We're not playing for a team. We're an affiliate 3,000 miles away. Those type of things. For somebody who's been in Worcester as long as I have, or you have, or certainly Tom. It is something that Worcester takes pride in its own. So we want to show that we're here for Worcester, and we've said that from day one. And I think that's been impactful. I think that resonates with people, and I think they want to support something that feels that passionate about the city.
And that's something really that. Sorry, Tom, I'm jumping in, but,
okay.
That's something I felt right off the bat. From Cliff Rucker that it was this whole Worcester based, and that's what got me really excited about coming back. Worcester is one of those places that it grows on you, and it grew on me. The 9 years that I spent here, and then wanting to come back. But you feel that right off the bat with starting with Cliff, and obviously, you're a Worcester guy, Tom's a Worcester guy, and that's super important of what we've got going on.
No, there's no question. I mean, the opportunity to leave Worcester, find another opportunity outside of Worcester was there. And my kids, are comfortable with what they're doing. They like where they are. Our family and the things we have and the resources presented are top notch. But also, I think the feeling that there was an unfinished business too. I felt like Worcester gets the short end of the stick sometimes. I feel like I want to scream it from the rooftop sometimes. There's so many great things happening in Worcester, and I think this incarnation of a pro hockey team in Worcester is really sort of the right fit and at the right time.
Yeah, like we've been saying all night, we've just a lot going on leading up to opening night on October 14th at the DCU Center. Trax has been out at every single event. It's unbelievable. He shows up, the kids run up, they all know who he is.
Yeah.
He's at every single event. And Skate to Success recently, just all leading up to October 14th at the DCU.
I think Greg Burns said it best. He said there was there was a envelope opening and Trax appeared there. So he's
And you know, before we wrap things up, Mizey, what's the one thing that you're really looking forward to on October 14th? Well, the one thing, it's been a long time coming. You know, we've had this date for a long time. What's the one thing that you're like, you know what? This it'll hit you in a kind of that way.
It's the drop of the puck. I think the drop of the puck is, I think I've envisioned it a million times. I'd love to say, you know, a victory and going, you know, and high-fiving everybody, which, again, would be great. But to be honest, a packed house, opening night, looking into the rafters, puck drop, I'm ready. I might be out cold at that. I might be out cold at that point.
I'm ready.
So, you know, but honest to God, looking forward to that like you read about.
Yeah. So October 14th, DCU Center, Railers, Manchester Monarchs, RailersHC.com, 508-365-1750. For Mike Myers, the president of the Worcester Railers, and Tom from Tuesdays with Tom, I'm Eric. I'll see you at the rink on October 14th. Thanks for joining us.